Meta is flying to the moon. Nvidia is flying to the moon. And where Apple is crashing and burning as we speak. What is happening out there? What's happening in the stock market right here, right now? What's the future hold? What do we see coming up? Let's look at it right here, right now, on your favorite channel, Barry Charles. Let's get to it right here, right now. Let's have a look at what's happening. Meta is flying, yes. All the Meta celebrators have brought it at $88. Cha-ching! Thank you very much as we go to 500. Yes, unfortunately, for a lot of us, we didn't start at $88. That is the big question why we're not all trillionaires. But still, investing when it was that low took guts, took conviction, and well done to you at home if you have done it just like me. Yes, we are laughing all the way to the bank, but the other ones that sold, are crying and are weeping out. Hopefully they have brought back in, but yes, will Facebook continue to go rising up the tank all the way to 700, 800, 1,000? I've got no doubt it will. Not necessarily this year, but there's no doubt about it. Facebook is heading that way. If they can continue to perform, it will be unbelievable. Nvidia continues to just smash out, just doing its thing. $1 trillion company. Will Nvidia be the biggest company in the world in a few years? That is the big question mark. There's a potential that they are just smashing it out there. Absolutely smashing it out of the big tech companies now. Smashing it out of the park. There's no doubt that they're a big chance of being one of the biggest players in the world. And you also got the likes of Palantir that has been starting to creep up. And Palantir is only just getting the profitability, people. Wait for another year or two when we see it on this. We'll see it in the big S&P 500. We'll see it go into there, and we see it continue to be profitable. Then Palantir could fly to the moon, folks. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to hear. So that's some of the movers and shakers here. But what about the ones crashing and burning? We've got the likes of Google. We've got Apple. Absolutely, Apple is just flowing off a cliff. Now, this is a stock I personally hold. I've started selling a little bit. Is that going to be a mistake? I don't think so. Apple is really in a big trouble stage right here, right now. I'm not saying that Apple's going away. I'm not saying that at all. But Apple need to innovate, and they need to innovate quickly. They are struggling to keep up with the other big tech companies at the moment. They're going backwards. They're not bringing out anything new. They're just bringing something out expensive that no one's going to buy. That's what Apple needs to look at. They need to be innovative. They've got to find the new smartphone. That's where Steve Jobs got them to, but now under Tim Cook's leadership, it has been a little bit of a struggle and really concerning for Apple shareholders out there. And we are starting to see the shareholders sell out. When you have Warren Buffett selling out, you know there's trouble. He has inside knowledge to understand what's happening there. Apple need to turn it around, and they need to turn it around quickly, because the growth story has gone, folks. Absolutely, at this stage, the growth story has gone. They are plateauing. They've barely been profitable at the moment. Apple needs to find something to get them back in the race. Whether it's the Apple car that they just seem to never get to, maybe Apple car's not on their horizon. They need to find something. Apple is really struggling at the moment. Another stock that is absolutely flying to the moon at the moment is Elf Beauty. Yes, Elf Beauty absolutely gone, over the $200 mark. It's absolute insane. Congratulations if you're in the stock. Is it too late to buy? That is the question mark. I don't think it's too late to buy, but you're not going to get the return as you once did if you had bought the stock early. You're not going to get as big a return. And there's a potential for a drop back at some point. And if that happens, that's a good time to buy. But yes, it's just interesting to see how that one goes. But Elf Beauty, if you're looking long term, I think they're potentially going to be the number one brand out there. For what I can see, they're looking like their trajectory is going towards being the best company in that space, in the beauty product space. Absolutely, I think they will be number one within 5 years. Absolutely, they're flying towards being the best in the world. Sofi, yes, Sofi. What is happening with Sofi, folks? Absolutely been a disastrous couple of days, and absolutely all I can say is buy, 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 buy. Not financial advice, do your own research before you invest into any stock. But SoFi is absolutely bargain. Well, I wouldn't say bargain material. That's been a little bit outrageous. But what I expect the future will be, it's absolute bargain buy right here, right now. Um, on the future gains, on currently, question mark over currently, but I'm just looking at the future of this company. If this is going to be the way the banking system goes, SoFi could be the leaders of this going forward. Absolutely in the lending space, if they absolutely nail it and understand it and do everything right, they have potential to be the multi-bagger of these companies. There could be another company out there that goes past them, but definitely SoFi is one of those companies that can potentially get you to the moon. So what's happening, folks, out there? What should you be doing investing wise? Should you run away, go out the back door? Should you keep investing? It's a very tough one, very, very tough, because obviously if you're a shareholder in a company and it's gone up 100%, 150%, you start to question, do you sell? Do you buy more? Because you already bought the stock so low, you're thinking, yeah, it was a great bargain then, but it's not a bargain now. And you start getting back to this 10% a year sort of thing. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing I've seen. It's a tough one out there, folks, because don't get me wrong, because you can just keep investing into the same companies, just continue to invest regularly into the companies regardless of price. Some people just do that. I find it very hard to say, let's just go buy the bank at Meta at the moment. I'm not saying it's not undervalued or anything. Meta generally still is undervalued, and it always has been. Obviously, it was super undervalued before, but even on current metrics, it's still undervalued, and it always has been a stock that's been more undervalued than overvalued. So you've got to create that into the price when you're investing into this company. Yes, so definitely Apple. What do I see the future of Apple at the moment? Grave concerns. Would they be obsolete? Depends of the iPhone. If the iPhone goes obsolete, absolutely, Apple is gone. That's the question you've got to ask yourself. Is the iPhone here to stay? Are we going to see the iPhone be taken over by these headsets and you don't actually need the phone? That's the question mark. But is the headsets really going to work? They're going to have to find something like GD. Okay, let's put it this way. If the headset were like the glasses like this, potential. Absolute potential. If they can get it so minuscule that you can just use like the size of the glasses I'm wearing right now, there's potential. You can say, see you later smartphone, and full information can go into there. That's the question mark if they can get it. Obviously, you're going to have bigger frames, I'd say, unless they make smaller chips. But yeah, all the chips are going to go into all that sort of stuff. I understand all that. But that's the danger if you're looking for something for Apple, if they're going to disappear altogether. They need to find other revenue sources to continue their growth. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting future going up. For PayPal shareholders, what's happening there, folks? Just an interesting drag. The company's doing outstanding, but the stock price isn't. It's just not following what they're doing. You must be frustrated out there. What's happening? Why are people not investing into PayPal? It's just an industry thing. It's just simple as that. They're not happy with the industry. They've been knocked down by the Robin Hoods and the likes out there. I don't put them into that category, but that's where they are labelled in. And for whatever reason, people are not taking that on board. I think you'll see the fruits of your labour eventually, but it looks like PayPal's a stock that always underperforms where it's valued at metrically. So that's a question mark for we PayPal shareholders. But I would say just continue to invest. It's not going to be a multi-bagger, put it that way. I don't see PayPal as a multi-bagger. There's no doubt about it. But it should be a safe company. But you could argue you can just stick an Apple for that instance, for that safe company. But yes, PayPal should be on the way up soon. No guarantee, but It hasn't really budged, just staying around that 50, 55 to 65 range. It just doesn't really want to pop any higher. They may eventually, but yes. Anyway, that's Barry Charles for another episode where you get everything you need to know about stock analysis. And we have plenty of stock analysis and intrinsic value on the channel, and I'll do videos to this time to time when I have the chance. But thank you very much for joining me, and have an awesome day out there.